Have you ever noticed your cat casually swatting a piece of food off the kitchen counter, only for your dog to instantly snatch it up before it hits the floor? Most of us laugh it off. We think it is just a funny coincidence. The cat is being a jerk, and the dog is just an opportunist. But what if I told you this is not a coincidence at all? What if, right under your nose, your pets are running a highly coordinated cross-species syndicate? Yes, it sounds crazy, but behavioral scientists and animal psychologists are starting to uncover something incredible about multi-pet households. Modern veterinary behaviorists have observed that when domestic pets are provided with enough resources, their survival instincts do not just disappear. Instead, they evolve. They stop competing with each other and start collaborating. Cats and dogs do not just tolerate each other. When they live under the same roof for long enough, they are capable of incredibly complex cooperation. They study your habits, learn your weaknesses, and combine their predatory strengths to manipulate your schedule, your rules, and your home. If you think you are in charge, you might want to pay close attention. Here are the 7 undeniable signs that your dog and your cat have formed a secret pact against you. 1. The calculated distraction play. Have you ever been sitting on the couch when suddenly your dog runs to the front window, barking furiously at absolutely nothing? You get up to check. You look outside. There is no mail carrier. There is no squirrel. There is just an empty street. You turn around, walk back to the living room, and realize that the sandwich you left on the coffee table is gone, and your cat is casually licking their paws in the corner. This is not random behavior. This is the calculated distraction play. In the wild, predators often use diversion tactics to split up a herd or distract a target. When your cat and dog realize they both want something you have, they naturally fall into roles based on their strengths. Dogs are loud, energetic, and highly visible. They are the perfect decoy. Cats are stealthy, silent, and incredibly fast. They are the infiltrators. When your dog suddenly acts out of character right when you are eating or working, do not just watch the dog. Look at what the cat is doing. Chances are, you just fell for a coordinated strike. 2. They have developed a secret cross-species language. Cats and dogs do not speak the same native language. To a dog, a wagging tail means excitement. To a cat, a swishing tail means irritation. When they first meet, this causes massive misunderstandings. But over time, bonded cats and dogs learn to translate each other's physical microsignals. Eventually, they create a unique dialect that you cannot understand. Have you ever seen your dog and cat staring at each other from across the room in dead silence? No growling, no hissing, just a long, intense stare. Then, the cat gives a tiny ear twitch, and suddenly, both of them ult toward the kitchen. They are communicating. Researchers have documented cats and dogs using synchronized eye contact, specific posture shifts, and subtle head tilts to signal each other. They do not need to make a sound to agree that it is time to wake you up. They are reading each other's minds, and you are entirely left out of the group chat. If this is already making you look at your pets differently, smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps us reach more pet owners who are slowly realizing they are the third wheel in their own homes. 3. The gravity drop redistribution. Let us go back to the classic scenario. The cat knocks the glass over. The dog investigates. The cat pushes a piece of chicken off the counter. The dog eats it. We call this the gravity drop, and it is the absolute pinnacle of their secret pact. Cats are natural climbers. They own the vertical space in your house. The counters, the tops of the fridge, the high shelves. Dogs own the horizontal space. The floor, the rugs, the spaces under the furniture. When they form an alliance, they combine these territories to access resources they could never get alone. The cat acts as the extractor. They can reach the high-value items, but they cannot always eat them safely up there. The dog acts as the receiver and the cleanup crew. But it is not just food. Have you ever found your dog playing with a toy that you specifically hid on the top shelf of the closet? How did it get down? The cat threw it down. They are running a supply chain in your living room. The cat bypasses your security system, and the dog reaps the rewards. 4. Synchronized sleep schedule manipulation. You probably know that cats are crepuscular, meaning they are most active at dawn and dusk. Dogs generally adapt to human sleeping patterns. By nature, your dog and your cat should have completely different alarm clocks. But have you noticed that somehow they always seem to team up to wake you up at the exact same time? This is because they have realized that bothering you together yields better results than bothering you separately. It is a war of attrition. At 5 in the morning, the cat starts walking across your chest and purring loudly in your face. That is phase 1. If you ignore the cat, phase 2 begins. The dog starts whining at the door or aggressively nudging your hand with a wet nose. They know that you might be able to ignore a purring cat and you might be able to ignore a whining dog, but you absolutely cannot ignore both at the same time. They synced their schedules specifically to break your willpower. And the craziest part? Once you finally drag yourself out of bed to fill their bowls, look at what they do next. As soon as they finish eating, they will both march right back to their beds and go to sleep. You are the only one whose sleep cycle actually suffered. 5. The good cop, bad cop routine. This is where their emotional intelligence really shines. Dogs are generally eager to please. They want your attention and approval. Cats are more independent, acting like they do not care about your rules. When they team up, they use these psychological profiles against you. Let us say you are trying to enforce a new rule, like keeping the pets out of the bedroom. The dog will sit right at the boundary line, giving you those big, sad puppy dog eyes. They will act totally heartbroken, whining softly, making you feel like the worst person on earth. Your attention is entirely focused on the dog, trying to comfort them without breaking the rule. Meanwhile, the cat has completely bypassed the boundary, slunk under the bed, and is already sleeping on your pillows. The dog distracts your emotional bandwidth by playing the victim, making you feel guilty, while the cat simply breaks the rule and establishes a permanent foothold in the forbidden territory. They are playing good cop, bad cop, and you are falling for it every single time. 6. They divide the security patrols. Have you ever noticed how your pets position themselves when a stranger comes to the door or when a delivery arrives? They do not just run around randomly. They take tactical positions. Because they are predators, they inherently understand territory defense. But when a cat and dog form a pact, they do not compete for the best spot. They divide the area. Your dog will almost always take the front line. They will run directly to the door, bark loudly, and establish the ground perimeter. But look around. Where is the cat? The cat is almost certainly elevated. They are on the stairs, on the back of the sofa, or sitting on a high table, silently watching the door from an angle. The dog is the muscle, holding the direct line of sight. The cat is the overwatch, scanning for secondary threats and monitoring the situation from safety. They have created a perfectly balanced security detail for your house. The funny thing is, they are not always guarding you. Sometimes they are guarding their territory from you. Like when you try to walk into the kitchen to put their food away, and the dog blocks your path while the cat guards the bowl. 7. The unified silent treatment. What happens when you catch them doing something wrong? Let us say you walk into the living room and find the trash can completely tipped over. Trash is everywhere. You stand there, hands on your hips, and ask who did this. In a normal household, the guilty party gives themselves away. The dog might look incredibly guilty, tuck their tail, and hide. The cat might sprint out of the room. But when they have a pact, they employ the unified silent treatment. You will look at them, and they will be sitting right next to each other, perfectly calm, staring back at you with zero remorse. When your pets offer absolutely no reaction, your human brain gets confused. You expect the dog to cower or the cat to hiss. When they offer nothing, you start doubting yourself. Did they even do this? Did I leave the trash can like that? By maintaining a unified front, neither one throws the other under the bus. The dog does not act guilty, and the cat does not run. They have figured out that if they stay perfectly still, you have no evidence to convict either of them. And honestly, it works. You end up cleaning it up yourself while they watch you from the couch, completely victorious. If you are seeing these signs in your own home, do not panic. The truth is, a secret pact between your dog and your cat is actually a wonderful thing. It means they feel incredibly safe with each other. They have moved past the instinctual rivalry of predators and found a way to bridge the gap between their two species. Yes, they are absolutely manipulating your schedule, stealing your food, and claiming your bed, but they are doing it as a team. And in the end, a house where the dog and cat are plotting together is much happier than a house where they are fighting. Just remember, the next time the dog barks at the window, check your sandwich. Do not let them outsmart you too easily.